Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Um, Today we are gonna be continuing the For Honor combat system, and I guess it's the part you've all been waiting for. It's gonna be the different animation stances, so like left, right, up, and whatever. We'll see what we can put together. Before I jump into it, I want to say thanks to all my subscribers. I'm very happy. We are at like 149 when last I checked, maybe 150 now even, who knows. So yeah, feels amazing. It's not that many, but for me it is. So it's cool. It's really cool. So thanks all of you, and also if it's the first time you're watching, please subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. Anyway, so before we jump into the different stances, I just want to correct and show a few things from the other video, from the last video. So I left it kind of open with the reticle showing. So what we have right now is, you can see that I fixed it, so it's a lot smoother now, and it's not really like, it's not jumping between them. So I actually have to turn my mouse a little bit to actually get it to switch direction. So the values that I'm using is for the axis up, I'm doing if it's less than minus 0.3, then we switch to attack up, and I added a small delay between the, I'm not sure I did this in the last video or not, but there's a slight delay before I actually can change stances. So before we set this variable back to true, just so we're not like jumping between them super quickly. And for the axis turn, for the right to be true, it's more than 0.3, and for the left to be true, it's less than minus 0.3. So the same as this one. And always this 0.15 delay before we can change the stances back, just so it doesn't like jump between them. So now we can actually change the stances pretty smoothly. Also, as you can see, my camera is, even when I'm locked on, it's like I can turn the camera a lot, and that's not good. So let's also fix that. And that's because of this part, the mouse input. We're never disabling this really. So let's just add 2 branches here, or branches. So we're only gonna add the input if we're not locked on. So the branch should be checked from combat mode. So if we are in combat mode, that means we are locked on. Then we don't need the controller inputs. We're only gonna set this. So let's see. And now you can see I am still locked on to the target, and I can switch stances, but the camera is not like juggling between everything. So yeah, just a quick fix. When we get close to this one, same, we switch targets. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. So yeah, perfect. Those are the quick 2 fixes that I just wanted to get over with before we jump into the animations. So what we should do now is we should do different animations based on which stance we're doing. So to do that, we need to go to our blend space. So this is like the blend space that I'm using right now. Let's just see how it looks. Yeah. So actually it's not really this blend space, because I think yeah, okay, yeah, perfect. So what we need to do now is we want different animations based on what stance we're using, and I'm actually just gonna use the same animation. So this is the animation that I'm currently using, for the guard. I feel like it looks different, but no, it's probably the right one. So this is the animation that I'm using for the guard. So I'm just gonna rename this one. So this is the idle guard one. So I'm just gonna rename this one to guard, and let's do this one as up. All right. So we want to be able to switch these ones out easily. There are two different ways to do this. If you want to do it, it's probably gonna look a little bit better if you do actually do different blend spaces, depending on what stance you're in. I'm not gonna do that because for once I don't have that many different animations. I'm just gonna use the same type of animations, and I'm basically just gonna blend the idle guard pose with the walking of this standard one. I will show you. So what I need to do here is if you're wondering where I am at my animation graph, and in the combat we're just gonna switch things up a little bit here. So from my combat I'm gonna do layered blend per bone, and the base pose is gonna be my combat mode, and the blend pose is gonna be this animation. Let me just close down these things here. And for the layer blend node, select it and add an array element, and we're just gonna do spine 0, 1. So just it's the bone basically where we blend. So if we go into our skeleton, we can see that this one is called spine 0, 1. So this is where I want to blend it at this bone. So the upper body is the guard animation and the lower body is the walking animation. So it needs to have the correct name. If you have your own custom character, you need to do your own bone name. So this is just based on the mannequin. So as you can see now, it's still looking pretty much the same as it did before, even though I switched things up. But it does look a little worse because the character is jiggling. I don't really know why. I'm probably gonna look that up in, yeah, it's just happened once you blend stuff. I think maybe if you do something like blend weight 0.7, maybe it's better. No, actually, maybe if we do, let's try doing spine 0.2. Maybe it's because I blended it too low. Yeah, spine 0.2 is a little bit better. Spine 0.2 is actually fine. I quite like it. So this is the top animation that I'm going to be using. And now we want to create a left and right animation as well. So how do we do that? Open up your blend space and this one. So here is the idle animation. I'm just going to right click to find it. It's this one, which is called up. I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to call this one left. I'm going to duplicate it again and call this one right. So now we have up, right, and left. So let's start with the left one. So this is basically our up pose. I'm gonna select the start here. You can't really see it because of my camera, but I'm just dragging this red thing all the way to the right. So this is the start of the animation. So what I want to do is I want to modify this animation so we get a different pose from it. So to do that, basically just mess around with the bones, but don't play the animation. So I'm gonna do something like, yeah, this will obviously take a lot of work to get it perfect. I'm just gonna do something like this. I do want it to look a little bit nicer. Maybe something like that. I think that might be alright. Hand is a little bit weird, so maybe I'm just gonna turn it up a little bit, and maybe, yeah, I think this is fine. It's not a AAA game, so indie solo developed game, so this is fine. Yeah, obviously you can tweak it as much as you want to. This is fine for me, and especially since it's a tutorial. So what we want to do now is, with a bone selected for some reason, I'm not an animator, so I'm not an expert on this, but so still selected. We have switched all our bones. I'm just gonna add key and press apply. And now we can see that the pose is different, as you can see. Don't forget to save this one. Close it down. Let's see if it worked. So the left one works. You can see it's this one. So we have the up one. You saw it. It's a bit different. And since this is the up one, I'm actually gonna modify this a little bit as well, because I want it to be a little bit different. I would like him to actually have the sword a little bit higher. So I'm just gonna turn the hand a little bit, something like that. Something like that, yeah. So same here, key, apply, save. And we can see that. So now it's clearer, so we can obviously see that this is up. And we can obviously see that this is left. And now we're gonna do a right as well. So open up this one and do the same here. I'm not entirely sure how I will do this. This will probably end up looking horrible, because I should actually switch. We will see. This will not look good. As I said, I'm not an animator. How the hell would you look? How would you hold? How the fuck would you hold a sword like this? This is a classic do between videos thing, but now I'm here, so deal with it. Maybe something like this. Yeah, you can probably jump a few minutes in the video. Fuck, this is hard. Can I go back? Can I not save it? Okay, I didn't save it. Go back to the right one. I fucking saved anyway. I don't want you to be saved. Fuck you. I'm just gonna delete that one. Forget that ever happened. I'm just gonna duplicate this one again and go ahead with the right again. And we're gonna go from scratch. How do I do this? Okay, focus. I'm just gonna go like that, and I'm gonna go like that, and I'm gonna go like that, and like that, and maybe up with the hand. Does that look alright? That does look decent. At least we know like what the different ones are. So perfect. Save. So now we should have 3 different animations. Left, right, up. They are clearly different, at least. We can just modify it later. I think this is, once again, fine for tutorial. Obviously, you can mess around with this as much as you want to. That's fine for me. So what we need to do now is, so basically we're gonna need to switch this one. We're gonna need to change this one at runtime, because otherwise we're just gonna need to switch this one in at runtime. So to do that, you can see to the left here, the sequence that we're playing is this one. To the right is show hide this properly as a pin on the node. So we are gonna expose this as a pin. Save. Now you can see we can promote this to a variable, and we actually have our blend space here. So call this one stance animation. That's what I'm gonna call it. Call it whatever you want to. It's a stance animation. So as you can see now it's gonna be actually, yeah, because I'm using this blend space, but yeah, okay. Let's switch this one out. So here is our different attack directions, right? Do we have a? Do not have a. All right, easy then. Once again, there are multiple ways of doing this. I'm gonna try to let's see, because we're gonna need to replicate it. So on begin play, wherever that is, begin play, we're gonna need a reference to our animation blueprint. So cast to player third person anim blueprint. Get controller, maybe. Yeah, nice. No, okay. Get controlled on. No, okay. Would always fail. What the fuck do you inherit from there? Get player controller. No. Get controlled. Yeah, why? I'm always having trouble with this. Ah, yeah, right. This is how you do it. No, not even that. Get anim instance. I'm getting closer. Victory! There we go. So, from your mesh, get anim instance. So it's this one that we want. You can see. And then we cast it to the player third person controller. And then we promote to a variable. And we call this one animation BP. So that's a reference to our animation blueprint that we now have from begin play. So when we switch stances, we want to access the animation blueprint by the references, and then when we switch stances, we want to change this variable. I'm sorry, you can't see because of my stupid camera. Just gonna move it. Is that better? So here you can see we have the stance animation. So we're gonna switch this one based on what stance we're doing through this one. And this is called stance animation. So from the reference of the animation blueprint, set stance animation. Just copy and copy. This is stage 1. Right now we're not replicating it, so I want to make sure that it works first. So the target is the same. And right now I'm just going to make sure that it doesn't work. Yep, as you can see, because we haven't assigned an animation for the different poses yet. So the first one was up, right? Yeah. So guard up. Guard, which one was this? Right. So guard right and guard left. So now we are setting the different animations. I'm just gonna put my camera back to normal. Something like that. Such a nice overlay. So now we are switching this animation. Bam! Can you see it? This amazing snappy movement. Of course we're gonna have to, actually this sucks. Yeah, because it's snapping between them, which is not very nice. So actually I should probably do this in another way. I'm sorry. So far waste of time on tutorial. Okay. Hope at least you learned that you can switch animations this way at runtime. I'm just gonna freaking delete this. Okay. Fuck it. Let's hardcode it then. Delete. I don't need this stance animation anymore. Best tutorial ever. But I know how to fix it. So okay, this is a 100% sure way to actually do this. Then it's actually gonna look nicer. So just drag in the up animation and then rename this one combat_up, and then we need 2 more states, combat_right, combat_left, and just drag. We're gonna do like a spider thing here. So it's gonna have to be able to be passed from all of them. So let's see. This one goes to both of them, goes to both of them, goes to both of them. Perfect. So for the combat left, we're just gonna copy this. So for the combat left, we're gonna use, instead of the up animation, we're gonna do the left animation. And for combat right, we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna do the right animation. Perfect. And it's getting errors because we haven't set up the different ones. So now instead we're gonna get the, so to get here, grab the player, get, what did I call the, so attack up. So get attack up. If it's true, we're gonna enter transition. Oh no, sorry. Here. If attack up is true, we're gonna go to attack up. If attack left is true, we're gonna go to attack left. And also here, if attack also here, if attack up is true, we're gonna go back to combat up. And here is right. And from left to right, it's also gonna be right. And from right to left, it's gonna be attack left. And that should be all the transitions. Let's see how that looks. Smoother, right? So now we actually are transitioning between the animations instead. Smooth video, despite a little bit of a problem there, but at least now you know two ways of doing it. And as you can see, I can switch between them. It's not too janky since I have the little bit of a cooldown there, so I can just swap between all of the stances freely, and it's looking kind of nice. As I said, the animations aren't the best ones, since the animations aren't the best ones since I improvised most of it. Okay, yeah, obviously this isn't good. So this is because we didn't transition from all of the new states back to idle. So we should do this. So from all of these ones, we're gonna so not combat mode is also gonna be able to transition to an equip. So from the left and from the right, we're also gonna be able to transition to unequip. This one doesn't matter because it's fine to always just go to combat up and then quickly transfer to one of the other two. So I guess this is fine. So as you can see, even no matter which stance I'm in, I'm gonna swap back. So yeah, there you have it. Way quicker video than expected. I thought I would get stuck in lots of places, but I didn't. So obviously you can do this with your own animations as nice as you want to. I'm probably gonna tweak the animations between videos or something to make it look a little bit more nice. And yeah, that's about it. So just let me know, as always, in the comments if you have any questions or thoughts or things like that. And yeah, let me know if something comes up. Bye, and thanks for the video. Also, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Bam.